Hi folks, I just want to finish up this slide now when we talk about preventing employees from viewing documents that are in their employee or their HR file. You can view your own files, so sometimes employees might wonder if their managers are putting things in their files, their employer personnel files, that could be damaging to them at promotion time, or if an organization is downsizing, cutting back, that kind of leaves them more open to being fired or terminated when a company is trying to cut back. You can view your file. The company does need to have a policy on it, and I did post some samples in your e-learn course of policies that some companies have to allow people to view their files. But the bottom line is you can. The only thing is you can't take anything out of it. So you can't say, or you don't have the right to remove anything. So usually if you want to look at your file, you're going to be doing it with the Human Resources Department or a representative of that department with you. Can a company use video surveillance cameras in the workplace? Yes, but they need to have a policy on it. And again, they also have to think about, is the surveillance reasonable versus other means available to protect its assets? So in other words, if a company employs people in a warehouse and they're afraid that, the employees in the warehouse might start making off with their stuff, right? So they have video surveillance. You have to let employees know that you do have video surveillance, okay? And the other thing is, employees do have a right to privacy, and employers can put surveillance, camera surveillance in there. But the other thing is, is there another less invasive way to find out whether or not employees are stealing from you and who they are? Does it have to be surveillance, right? So companies should come up with maybe not just video cameras as a solution, but other kinds of solutions that might be reasonable in order to protect their inventory and other assets. The last thing I wanted to talk about is disciplining employees for behavior outside of work. So can they be disciplined for things that they're not doing in your workplace? Well, they can be. So you might not believe it, but they can be. And this is a recent article that was published back in April of 2013 that I wanted to share with you. And again, we seem to be having this problem where it doesn't want to open up. So let's see what we can do. We'll have to do our same kind of thing here. Let's see if we can do it this way. There we go. Just open the hyperlink. No, I don't want to print. Okay, so here it is. You can see it's fairly recent. Now, in this case, I thought it was interesting because we have a case here of a paramedic who was giving girls who were underage alcohol and liquor. And they were saying, beer and cigarettes. Sorry, alcohol, liquor, same thing, right? But beer and cigarettes. And the girls were, or they were trying to say that the girls were 18, but they were really 16. But what happened, and why the city of Toronto fired them, was that the paramedics who were doing that knew these girls because they were called to for a situation at a local treatment center, which is where they met these girls that they had in their car. So, the idea is, here you are, a paramedic, you are a professional, you're supposed to be adhering to a higher standard. You would know that if you met these girls at a treatment center before, that they have addiction issues, so why are you tempting them with cigarettes and with alcohol and that kind of stuff, right? Shouldn't be doing that. Okay, so the paramedics, although the paramedics' misconduct took place when they weren't working, it can be linked to their job because the paramedic met the girls through his paramedic duties. That made it more egregious or more like offensive, right? But would he have been terminated if he had met the girls another way? Well, we'd say yes, okay, because in their position, they're supposed to respond to a higher level of professional contact. They're trained professionals, right? So the standards do apply. So if ever you're going to be bringing any severe disrespect, the public would look disfavorably upon your organization. In this case, it's public sector, but you could lose customers if you were a private company. But in this case, you could have a whole investigation on this, right? Because it's public money that's funding these services. So the City of Toronto rightly did terminate this person. So that concludes our discussion.